Welcome back, my gorgeous, thriving souls. I'm Kellyanne with the Rising Within podcast. I am your host, and we are talking today all about how to really tap into the truth within yourself. Now, I never thought that a word like the truth would be so controversial, but right now it is. I think that now more than ever, having an understanding of what is the truth is really hard. And I think it's harder than it ever has been before. I think that we are here to be able to understand our own truths, but to also know and use what a lot of people would call intuition or inner knowing, or some people would say discernment, to be able to really tap in. And if something feels confusing or distressing to you, to listen to yourself. And so this is what I'll start with today. It's just a reminder that we are basically, our bodies themselves are like giant receivers. And so you know this in certain times. And I want to ask you later in this episode if you can start to think of what your time is. But just a reminder that when things happen in nature, like a little baby is born, or a tree goes dormant, or a tree blooms and begins to let its seeds fall out. Like, these are all just things that are happening in timing. They are already there. They are divinely known. There's not anything else that's coming and intervening on a mother deer and a baby fawn, telling it what to do, where to hide it, where to put it, how to feed it. Like, all of these things, they happen because they are innately known. And I think that for us as humanity, we have things that are also innately known, except we have been kind of trained out of the idea that we have anything that's innately known. However, we are receivers. And so going back to this idea, the hair on our heads and our arms and our bodies, like, it stands on end. When we hear something that we feel like is true, you might get tears in your eyes or chills, like, not just, like a run-of-the-mill thing that somebody says, but like a deep truth, like a deep soul truth. You know these things. You know that these things are true. You know that it's true to you. And one of the biggest ways that we can make sure that we're tapping into this truth within ourselves, by ourselves, is to start with being regulated, having our nervous system be regulated, which I'm telling you right now too, isn't just an easy feat in this moment, in this time in 2026. It's a lot of turmoil. There's a lot of turmoil going on. Energetically, it's a lot. It's like a churning ocean out there. But it's more important than ever to really kind of go within ourselves when we need to, because we can't get sucked into the narratives, into the opposing narratives, into everything that's happening if you just want to be able to live, be standing for truth and doing what's right for you and for the people around you in your community, and also just being secure with yourself and knowing that you know what's right for you. Then going with it and feeling regulated is going to be the quickest way to do that. We have a quiz that is going to review your profile. We have a quiz that reviews which regulation profile you are. It's called the Reign of Ease quiz, so that you can reign in your body with ease. And I'll link that below. So that's the best place to start, right? Finding that regulation place, being able to tap in and get down into the nitty-gritty of yourself. That is where the inner knowing happens. And besides just being a receiver, sometimes we have to move or be certain ways. Like, I kind of can think about, so my grandparents used to have like the really old antenna where it was like two antennas on top of the television, and you had to keep moving the antennas. It was like you move one, you move the other one, because it was really fuzzy on the screen until you actually got the right signal. And so when you're thinking about this, you can start to ask yourself, Am I in the right place? Like, do I need to go outside? Do I need to get out of this room? Do I need to lie down on my bed or in a different couch or something like that? Do I need to go on the floor? Do I need to go and like submerge myself? Like maybe I need to get in the bathtub. Maybe I need to go underwater. I did an episode recently, we were talking about like hearing your own heartbeat. And sometimes you can do that when you go underwater. So going underwater, like what do I need to do? Do I need to move my antenna so that I am more on, so that I'm more able to be the receiver and like tune into my truth right now? Sometimes movement, dancing, breath, sometimes there's kind of like an unprocessed emotion that is blocking your ability to tap into yourself. And there's a lot of fear right now, guys. There's a lot of fear-based things. There's a lot of all of that going on. And this, in my opinion, I feel like that's intentional. Having the fear, it blocks your antenna. But you don't want to have that. You want to be able to have your receiver on. You want to be able to deeply know what to do next. What's the next step? What's the next thing I should be doing? And if that's how you feel, then we have to get out of fear. What do I say? It's the opposite of fear. This is your Anna and Elsa moment for the parents out there. It's love. In the movie Frozen, she is frozen because she is so stuck in terror that she's going to hurt someone with her powers that she cannot do anything. And so anytime that it starts, she just goes out of control. And the opposite of that was actually love. And so what I'm going to say right now is if you feel fear, it is blocking your receiver. And so go ahead and lean more into love, a loving memory, a time that you felt really loved. Keep piling, like hold on to the one and then keep piling them on. Like at least think of maybe like 5 and just like think of one and hold on to how that feels and then do the next one and then the next one. And just picture that as like a little bubble inside of you that just keeps expanding and expanding and expanding until fear doesn't have room. Like there's no room for you anymore. Start from there, take the regulation quiz, and then get on your way. The other thing that you can do is journaling. So you could journal, you could ask yourself, what happens when I know something is true? So I know that for me, when I have, it could be like a feeling of like a gong in my chest. Like sometimes when people say things, usually they're very spiritually related, but when people say things that are maybe historical or spiritually related, there is a feeling that I get. It feels like somebody hit me in the chest with a gong, like gung. And that's one of mine. I'm like, ooh, I know that's true. Typically, it's accompanied by chills. Maybe my hair stands on end. Maybe I get tears in my eyes. These are things that are for me, are showing me that these are my signs of a deep truth. And so what are your signs? What has happened to you before that you thought, oh, somebody said that and I knew right away that that was true? Because you have that. So what are yours? Think about that. The next thing you could do, if that's just not resonating with you, is besides knowing your regulation style, besides doing that exercise that we just talked about where you're building up on the love so that the fear falls out, or journaling, is you could simply ask for a sign. Like literally, sometimes I will be out in the yard and I'll just say, okay, tell me, like, I don't know what this is anymore. I can't figure it out. It's not coming to me. So just give me a sign. And maybe that will come in the way of nature. Maybe that will come through a movie or a podcast you're listening to. Maybe that will come in the way one of your friends says something to you, but the knowing will happen. Ask for it. So that's my last recommendation. And last but not least, we are starting a community here at Rise Within, and we are going to just be offering monthly calls. And it's a place for connection. It's a place to be witnessed by other people who are also in a sacred space of expanding and regulating themselves and being open to wanting to know these truths for themselves too. So I welcome you into our community. If you're a listener here, then you should be in our community, then that's for you. And I will link that below as well. Just like always, I hope you see beauty in something small, and I cannot wait to see you in the next episode.